Leisure. Leisure.
I need a medic bag. That's
But yo, Big Red, do you have rec room?
I got what?
Do you have rec room?
I've read what?
Rec room. R-E-C room.
Oh, rec room?
Yes.
Yes, I just don't know what the heck it's for and I never use it.
Do you want to play it?
I mean, not at the moment.
God damn, I'm fucking bored.
Sorry. Who is watching a video? Do you not know what copyright is? Stop. Please.
Leisure.
Basically, I did this mission, whoever's watching, and I didn't realize I was not streaming, so I had to do it again. I'm gonna try to speedrun the mission. Because he's a whiny baby. Of course. Yay. Yay, I'm not hated anymore. No, my bear hat. Why, game? Game. Why? Why? The game got rid of my bear hat. Why? I hate you, game. The game always does it to me. I try to have nice things and it takes it away from me. I'm gonna go re-equip my bear hat.
You did well.
Actually, let me see here a moment. Is there any more wanted posters at Saint Denis? No. Actually, no, because it doesn't matter right now. I'm in mission. I forgot. I'm mid-mission. Doesn't let me do that. So, what are the challenges again? First mission?
Whoa.
What are the mission requests again? I need to remember. Select. Sodom. Back to Gamora. Toggle checklist. Without taking any health items. Okay, so basically don't miss my shots, don't heal, and that's about it. Wait, if I just shoot once, if I just shoot one guy once, that means I have 100% accuracy, don't it? I can't.
Someone's gotta keep you boys out of trouble. I ain't sure even
I can't do a slow again, don't get that.
LA, at least let me ain't like Micah, Karen.
I've been trying to forget now.
He's called Phone Karen.
No, her character name is actually Karen.
Oh my god, it's a Karen, they're everywhere. Even in game.
takes one to know one.
Guess we'll never learn.
If Bill ain't much better. Pop her some whiskey.
How about we wait till after the bank, alright? Reckon we'll skip the saloon this time, kid. No doubt. Not to forget. Next time I know what you mean by a couple of drinks. Whiskey's got me in more trouble So, go through the plan again. Karen's going first. Put on a bit of a show. Then we'll move in once they're off guard. Okay.
Oh wait, he's saying things? I can't even hit.
Coming. Pass.
You what? YouTube's gonna cancel me and send me to Brazil. YouTube's gonna send me to Brazil. What's wrong with you, sir? All my masks are on. All my masks are on. My large cloth mask, gone. Did he just say what I think he said? I have it on stream that you just admitted it, sir. We're not in the same room for one, you liar.
Good afternoon.
Okay, let's leave the horses here off the main drive.
Oh wait, I need to grab my guns.
All right, gentlemen. Here we are.
Or oh wait, I'm not supposed to, am I?
Get ready.
All right,
Okay.
keep it cool and follow me, fellas.
Oh yes, the one before Cringe Cartoon came in.
Oh shit.
I want the guy who made Teen Titans Go to go jump, burn, and die.
I think I'd like to see the little girl lost.
Even you long to save the fallen women, eh, Arthur? Or
What?
You're ready, get going. Look, gentlemen. Be cockpits. Okay, we're going. Hold on. Wait till she's gotten real deep.
damn robbery!
Nobody move! Nobody move! Don't make us hurt you!
Yeah, that's what I thought. You better got down. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this idiot dude who decided to try to be brave, and then he got punched.
What you think,
Open.
Open the goddamn vault! Open it!
Open it.
Too goddamn slow!
Open the vault door, you teller.
Son of a bitch, hurry up! Come on!
Can I give him? Can I just beat this dude to death?
Okay.
So,
I'm in. Someone come make sure the chute behaves himself in here. Come here.
Oh, my horse about to break down the doors to the bank.
The manager does that. God damn it. Now what? Guess I'll crack them or blow them up. Keep an eye
I'm gonna practice cracking.
Yeah, I think I should be able to crack these. All right, but you better be quick.
I figured out how to crack. I figured out cracking the saves.
Stay still.
I'm now a master. Hi.
Do you have your air conditioner on?
What?
You have your air conditioner on?
What? Oh, the air conditioning? Yeah, I
You
think.
can't have the blind closed,
Oh.
like right against it. The air comes in the front of it. See how it's stuck to it?
Mm-hmm. Oh! I almost broke my legs. No, I broke my legs. In the game, you.
Going as fast as I can. This is slower when it's quiet. Okay.
Boys, need to move this along. Don't worry, I see him. Shut the hell up and stay where you are.
Yeah, bro. 7.25 an hour. Yo, 7.25 an hour. Shut the fuck up.
We're getting there. Few more minutes.
No, shut up.
That's another one cleared. This is looking good. How much longer? Nearly there.
Look, I'm trying to focus on 3 things.
Okay, you reckon that's enough now? Maybe. It's never enough. Well, I'm ready to get the hell out of here whenever you are. Last one. Good. We gotta move.
Wait, did you guys just kill someone? No, in the game. I'm pretty sure I just shot some dude. Lenny, I thought you were better than that. Oh, geez, they did.
I think we're fine. Come on, I'll lead the way.
Let's go. Everybody, stay calm. All of you count to 100 and keep your mouths shut. You understand me?
Oh, wow, we don't have to go into a gunfight. I was able to quietly rob a bank. Are you all proud of me? Yay. Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind, the gunfight started. It wasn't my fault. The game said so. The game made it happen. It wasn't my fault. No, it wasn't. Blame the game, not the player. One headshot. Three headshots. Run, Arthur, run. Run like the bear you are.
We lost him.
Thank you, gentlemen. That was...
Stupid and dangerous. Thank you, Bill.
We're alive and we're paid. I don't see the problem.
And that is the problem. Bill, this is a very good tape. That should be happy, even if it did come with a heap of trouble.
Ah, it was fun.
Now, go on, get out of here. I have some other business to attend to. Don't head directly back to camp, and make sure you ain't followed.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why? Watch what? Okay. There we go. How many achievements are there in this game? Legend of the West. Legend of the West. That's the platinum trophy. Yes. Oh, Marco Dragic. No, the one for that is I know it's not I know it's not that, but I saw it. It's best in the West. That's best in the West. Best in the. I'll make fun of your Batman if I want to make fun of your Batman. What? Oh no, why? What have you done? What is it? What do you need, you idiot? No. 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 You're under, Miss Krabs, you're under arrest. You're under arrest, Miss Krabs, for freaking molesting SpongeBob. Yeah, that too. Mr. SquarePants, you're under arrest. Mr. SquarePants, you're under arrest. Do you understand?
You don't look right dressed for long. What you up to? Just minding my own business. Okay, keep it that way.
No, don't use that. Arthur! Arthur, why?
Fire's good and hot, Mr. Morgan. Don't you ever get fed up with all this? Sometimes, I suppose. Well, I know you're appreciated around here.
No. You're under arrest. Who's ready for me to catch a fish? Says you.
Good work on that bank job. Loved every minute. There'll be plenty more where that came from. Well, let's get back to it.
Oh, Horace, do not go through Dutch's tent. That will end horribly for everyone involved. I'm gonna get shot in the face because my horse is stupid and riding throughout the camp.
Morning, Mr. Morgan.
I'll get on those debts.
Good.
I'm already,
Better be. Anyway,
but I already got all the
Games,
depths.
Morgan.
I did them all game. What are you talking about? Where is there a poster for bounty? No. 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 I have an ornate dagger and I will use it. Ornate dagger. ORNATE. I got it from killing some. I killed it from killing Nosferatu. I'm not even joking.
yep.
I killed Nosferatu in the gate and I got his knife. Don't ask me because I have no idea either. Anyways, I need to get that legendary fish. No. No. Where helps you keep at night? It's whatever keeps you up at night. Oh yeah, there's dream catchers in the trees. I should keep an eye out for those. Hello there, sir. Oh my god. Horse, why? Why did you jump into a death pit? Think, horse, think. Why did you jump to a death pit? Also, I need a boat so I can fish, but I don't got a boat. I guess I'm gonna have to steal one. The boat's gone. Are you kidding me? Was that boat only there for the quest? Guess so. No. Also, fun fact: I can drown. You can drown Red Dead Redemption. You can legitimately drown. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2. I know. We all know that John can't swim. Special lake lure. Okay, let's go. Time to catch a legendary fish, I hope, at least. Oh, got a bite. What's...
Come here.
Wait, is this actually legendary fish? Oh, is that actually it?
Wow.
This is not the legendary fish I wanted. Game. 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 Why? I don't know what the legendary fish looks like. What is that noise? I wasn't reeling. I wasn't reeling. Game. I wasn't reeling. Why are you telling me to not reel when the fish has the bait? When the fish is struggling? Which one of those fish are the legendary fish? Over there, I think. I hope I catch a legendary. Oh, hey, something's already biting. Oh, the fish. My bait. I want the legendary fish. Make me. I wasn't reeling. I wasn't reeling. What are you talking about? No, the game's saying I'm reeling the fish in when I'm trying to control it. I want that legendary fish, and I'm gonna get that legendary fish. This is a lake, right? Right?
Go now, fishing. That's some. Fight too much.
This has to be the big legendary. Are you?
Okay.
Are you the legendary fish? No.
I'm keeping you, I'm afraid.
I'm where a legendary fish should be. Wait, am I? Do I be out in the water? Do I need a boat? Oh wait, I'm burning off my clothes because I'm wearing a bear hat and bear jacket in sunlight. He said,
Hey! Oh, 8 o'clock. Alright. See you then, brother. Have a good day, everybody.
No, I don't have it. Yeah, there is some stuff made that will need reheating.
okay. Hmm.
Here. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Gotcha. Come on.
Apicabar bro.
What? 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 Okay then. I'm gonna act like I know what that means. Perfect deer pelt. Okay then. That's a good deer pelt. What was that? My heart. Time doing our main mission, I guess. Since there's nothing else to do, really. I could go get talk to Pearson, but I was a stranger.
You okay there, mister?
You need me to move?
Move.
Am I sitting in the wrong place?
Excuse me?
No, I didn't mean any offense, sir. Please.
I don't get your meaning.
I'm very sorry, sir. You have yourself a fine day, and I apologize for any offense I may have inadvertently caused.
What are you drinking, mister?
Nothing, sir. Nothing at all.
Why are you acting so strange?
I don't mean to. I'm sorry for any offense.
How could you have offended me?
I have no idea. But I had no idea how I offended the last fellas. And they stole my wagon on account of my impudence.
Stole your wagon for back check?
They didn't mind my medical practice, I suppose. I was helping folks.
That wasn't popular?
I was undercutting the competition. Or I was too colored. Or I was irritating in nature. Or I was some know-it-all, big-headed, stick-headed,
Oh,
some
no.
good old boys of my fine words. That variety in my sense was the source of some conjecture, so they undercut me.
Very nice.
It was my impression. Still, compared to the gutting, castration, defenestration, and crucifixion they offered me, I think I got off light.
Imagine it took a bunch.
Yes, but no great love for my medical practice. Too free with my wisdom and services.
Which way they go?
Down the road, that away.
Stay here.
I'm sort of forced to. Please, don't go to any trouble on my account.
Looking for that fella's wagon? I heard him say they was taking it to McCombs today.
Okay, thanks. Come on, girl.
What happened, Valentine?
Oh right, there's probably new set about what I did in Valentine. How far is this? Okay, there.
out wagging again. Nor you for that matter.
Only people you won't be seeing are the folks that took it.
I take it they are the only ignorant pull-in clodhoppers in these parts. But I can live in glorious hope. Now, it wasn't a trouble now, was it?
It was a pleasure.
Well, let me give you something for your pleasure. What we got here? This. Provide a man a tincture. It will well for a day. Teach him to make one. Might do well a while longer.
I'll make sure to try and make this. Thank you.
What is it?
Won't work for anything chronic, but you may not need it to. Well, see me on my travels and you're in need of something, make sure you come and say hello.
Travel safe now.
I'm looking for my mate Gavin. Somebody help me. Gav? Gav? I've lost my friend. Somebody help me, please.
Evening.
Listen, have you seen? I'm looking for my friend Gavin.
I don't know any Gavins, I'm afraid.
Englishman. Lovely fella. He went missing and now I'm all alone.
Good luck.
That's too bad. Gavin! Hey, out of the way. I'm on a tight schedule. Unbelievable.
You're okay, girl. Great family business. Coming through. You got my money?
Sure. Did she give anything? For me?
Yes.
Might I have it?
Sure. It'll cost you. I can't be bothered. Here,
Take it.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you. My God. What a woman. She's gonna kill for sure.
What?
Women's suffrage. Around here, they don't even like men voting. Bring back the monarchy, given half the chance. Progress is a dirty word in these parts. Unlike incest.
Excuse me.
I don't want to marry my cousin Matilda. I want to marry Penelope. But they'll kill her at one of those rallies they're holding. They've done it before. Mister, you gotta help.
I'm afraid I don't want that.
I'll pay. My family, we've still got some money.
Fine.
Thank you. Come on. Let me get going.
Easy, boy. Calm down.
I can't be calm. If we don't get there in time, my true love may be shot.
If she wants to rally, you gotta let her rally.
Good as the cause is, I can't let her become a martyr to it. I want to marry a flesh and blood woman, not a statue in her honor.
I'm sure they know what they're doing.
There they are.
Bo, what are you doing here?
I cannot let you go through with this. You'll be killed.
I'm prepared to die for the cause, Bo. You know that.
Do something, please.
What? Fight this man? They need me alive.
This is no laughing matter, sir. They need protecting from certain elements. Mostly my family. Penelope, I beg you.
I'll tell you what. Your friend here can drive the wagon for us. It'll allow us to shout all the louder. Hooray!
Sure.
Miss Calhoun! Miss Calhoun! My friend here says he can drive the wagon.
Well, Olive Calhoun. Normally I like to drive myself, but today I feel like a man joining us sends the right message.
Well, I ain't never been in a protest march before, madam.
Well, just treat us like the sheep, and the folks attacking us like the wolves, and I'm sure you feel right. Shall we go?
Shoot them. Shoot the wolves.
We know our song is a good one, and we know our cause is a pure one.
Ah, I like this.
Take us down Main Street, right through town to the steps of the Beggar Road.
Wait, who are you?
What was your name?
Arthur Morgan.
Very good, Mr. Morgan.
Oh, people are joining in.
Not too slow. We need them to hear our voice.
Well, they'll hear it all right.
Very good, very good. Mr. Morgan, are you an old friend of the movement?
I'm just a driver, Mrs. Calhoun. Maybe a shotgun messenger if it comes to it.
Our message will be delivered peaceably, Mr. Morgan. You can keep your shotgun to yourself. Stay on Main Street. It's a left up here, Mr. Morgan.
What is going on?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great day for all of us. For today is the day we begin to live as equals. Yes, equal, sir. Fair and equal.
This is unnatural. This is nonsense.
Fair, equal, and free, just as the founding fathers intended.
Founding fathers, not founding mothers, you silly old goat.
It's philosophy.
Hey! What the hell you doing here, boy?
Keep your voice down. I'm trying to listen to the speech.
Hello, darling cousin. Don't you ever speak to me like that. What are you doing here? Listening, I suppose.
Go help Bo. His cousin is a moron. Stop them from ruining the speech.
You learn yourself some manners, cousin. Haven't you got anything better to do? You always love
Whoa! Weren't we just leaving?
Who the hell is this?
Follow me.
You'll hit me?
Come on.
Can you not see how idiotic you are?
Come on, Bo. Let's go. Quick now.
Follow me. I know a place. It's an old battlefield no one goes to.
You don't want to go back, hear the speeches? I ain't voted before. Kind of getting hot for voting rights.
I don't know whether to take you seriously, Mr. Morgan. My cousins are my primary concern right now. Everyone knows about Penelope Lee.
Everyone knows about Penelope and you. I know about Penelope and you, and I've been here only 10 minutes. Sooner it's out, sooner it's resolved.
The sooner it's dealt with, you mean? We're dealt with. Our families, the Grays and the Braithwaites, we bury our secrets, and we bury them deep.
Your secrets and your treasure.
You know, Catherine Braithwaite's got a daughter. No one's seen her in years. She weren't right, you know, and Penelope said,
I ain't heard about daughters. I heard about gold.
well, Yankee gold? I fear that's just a story, Mr. Morgan. I don't know. This is awful.
Nobody died. Ain't that awful?
My cousins are vindictive bastards. My brothers are vindictive bastards. My cousins are worse.
They started it.
I know, but
You should leave.
I will. As soon as I have enough money. When my family, we have money. I don't.
Is your family very rich?
Yes, well, I believe so. But, they keep me out of the discussions. I have more of an artistic temperament, so...
Is that what they call it?
Yes. Oh, you made a joke. I really love them. I do.
Well, stick around. Maybe you can die for it as well.
I thought you were trying to make me feel better.
I gotta go.
Me too. Oh, damn! I'm gonna be late. My uncle is quite as bad as you would imagine. Here, your payment. Thank you. Excuse me.
you some hair pomade. Is that, hair pomade you wanted? Look at that. Thanks, Morgan. I owe you. I reckon we should both just forget this ever happened. What are you doing?
Selling it back to where it came from.
Why?
I got a market for it. They made it. They must have someone to sell it to. Stuff look kind of lonely out there. I think we'll cut ourselves a deal.
Yeah.
You and Dutch was just doing your duty when you requisitioned it. Now I'm doing mine.
All right. I should get going now. I'll leave you fellas to it. Good luck.
Thank you, John. We'll see you later. Dutch asked him to look into something to do with the Braithwaite horses, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's head out to the Braithwaite's place. You know the way?
Yeah, I've been there. So what exactly are we doing? This is the moonshine we took after blowing up the Braithwaite still, right?
I think a good citizens taking the trouble to return their stolen goods deserve some reward, don't you? And it's time we made a formal introduction, like Dutch told us. Look, these are two big old plantation houses. All I keep hearing is they hate each other so much they can't see past it.
I know. I've seen it. There's a gray boy and a Braithwaite girl carrying on a secret affair. I've been, well, helping them.
The mind boggles. You think they're abuse?
Not sure. They don't seem too involved in the rest of it. Maybe.
Well, I'm sure there's money in this for us somewhere if we can get in the middle of it.
Here we are.
Modest little homestead, isn't it? Hello, gentlemen. How are you? What's that in the back there? Moonshine, my fine fellow. May I have a word with the man of the house?
The man of the house is a lady. Mrs. Catherine Braithwaite.
May I speak with her? I want to discuss business of the ship. I mean no harm. No harm at all. You may happily shoot me if I do.
Okay. She's at the house. We'll be watching you.
You heard the man. Driver, proceed, please.
What you want?
Found something. Out in the hills, thought maybe he was in the mountains.
Okay.
already ours. Well, look on it as a reward. Finding the property. Alternative is we go sell it someplace else.
The alternative is you get shot.
Now, who wants to get shot over a bottle or two of liquor? Pay the man. Pleasure doing business with you. And listen, we didn't take it, at least not without orders.
Well, I know exactly who gave you your orders. Old Sheriff Gray.
You know what? I don't want it. In fact, sir, now you can do me a favor. There's an extra $10 if you do. Drive the stuff into Rose, head over to the tavern run by Mr. Gray, and give the stuff out for free. Hush now. I believe they call that a promotional expense.
As you wish, ma'am.
You boys come back sometime and tell me how you made out. Maybe we'll play a little cribbage.
All right. Stop. Road salute.
Here we go.
I finally sold those Cornwall bonds. That goes to 1,000 for them. I wanted more, but not bad considering how hot they were, especially after that bloodbath in Valentine.
No, not bad at all.
Apparently, Cornwall's been pumping a lot of cash into the Pinkertons. Wants to keep their full effort on going after gangs. Gangs like us.
Yeah, that don't surprise me.
Alright. This could get ugly. You and Dutch already have that thing going on in town. The sheriff.
Yeah, Mr. Gray.
That's it. Now we're inserting ourselves in his blood feud. We'll need something.
I ain't playing, Jesse. Yep. You know how I feel about that.
Of course you're not. You're a clown's idiot brother.
Stand, please.
I'm the clown. You're the idiot. Just look sad and keep quiet. Even you can do that, Arthur.
Why have you?
Put this hat on. Smoke this pipe. Bring your lip forward. Just a bit. Sweet. Oh,
Perfect. What about you?
look. You can't speak. You're turned idiot. My broke poor man is hot. There. Fenton, there. Don't get mad now. Okay, Fenton, stay calm now. For Mama, she loved you so. Just a shame you had to strangle her in a rage, right? Grab 2 cases of that stuff and follow me. Gentlemen! Quite the town you have here. We just rode in from up north. Hey. Hello. Hello, I'm Melvin. He's my brother Fenton. Don't mind him. Don't mind him. He's turned idiot. Killed our mother, but it weren't his fault. How'd you boys like a couple of bucks? I bet you would. One for each of you. We're in the new trade of advertising, which is an American art form about ensuring people buy the correct things. I don't know. $1 more. Says give us half an hour. What harm can we do in half an hour? Go along now. Enjoy the money. Come along, Fenton. Let's hand out the liquor. Gentlemen, drinks in this here bar, in this here town, are entirely free. The only rule is that you gotta drink them. So hurry up, but don't get to work. Don't get him mad, though. His mama made him mad. We buried him. Poor thing. Now come up to the bar, everybody. Come on, fellas. I'll have one, Ben. 3 drinks. Again. Bounty. It's a sin to look at you. Oh, that's some strong stuff.
Let's keep them coming.
Sin will catch us all.
Mr. Gray won't be happy about it.
advertising. Come on in and have a drink.
That's our goddamn liquor.
An honest mistake.
Boys, get him. We run the liquor around here. Stay the hell out of our business.
Good job out there. I see more of them. Help me!
What was it?
Advertise.
You think that woman set us up?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. This place is odd.
I keep seeing those fellas.
Some local militia. Clearly not too happy to have some new competition. I'll go visit old Mob Braithwaite. See what's what.
Why?
We've been making money. Chest is filling up again, slowly but surely. Part of me thinks we just got ourselves good and lost. But we still need a lot more money before that can happen. So, for now, let me go give old Mrs. Braithwaite some of this moonshine as, well, let's call it a peace offering.
Sure.
That was fun, Finn. We'll make an actor of you yet.
I'll go speak to Doug. So, what do you think? About what? Fine folks around these parts. Oh, real nice.
Exactly. On the one side, we have got the Gray family. Scots, degenerates, drunkards, the local law. You couldn't make this stuff up. Rich as Croesus. And on the other, their mortal enemies, the Braithwaites. Moonshiners, hypocritical, both rolling, we believe, in gold.
And in the middle of it all, you got some inbred retelling of Romeo and Juliet.
Exactly.
So what you boys thinking?
Try to rob them both.
You sure?
Why not?
Because we got lawmen in 3 different states after us.
Last thing I want is to get us into trouble. We need money. And we have the opportunity here to put ourselves in the middle of something ain't nobody gonna know we was here. Because even without us, these fools are gonna kill each other anyway.
Okay, well, Hosea's gone back to see that Braithwaite woman.
Good. Hosea should definitely take the lead on this. I sent Sean over to Braithwaite Manor, too. Now, you can meet up with them, or join John and Javier at the Gray's place. Something to do with the Braithwaite's prize horses.
How the hell did we get in at the Gray's place?
Sheriff Gray kindly put in a word with his father. It ain't that complicated. We gotta convince each family that we're on their side. Before they figure out it was us that did it, not the other lot, we'll be long gone. Think of it as payback.
Payback. I ain't in the revenge business, dude. Least of all for something happened a long time ago.
Well, I guess we all gotta pay for something. Now, will excuse me, Arthur. I got to write a letter.
There she is. Hey, Lenny.
You okay?
That ambition will see you far.
Thanks, Doc.
Just keep a calm head on your shoulders.
Sure.
Yep.
put that into context, the same quantity of Wagyu steak costs around $7.50, and lobster is an economical $1 per ounce. That already sounds expensive, but realistically, you're likely to be paying a lot more. The price varies widely depending on the species you buy, but expect to pay between $50,000 to $3,000 per ounce from a respected brand. Beluga caviar, which is generally revered as the best tasting type, costs $350 per ounce on average. Even a cheaper alternative like Siberian caviar costs $75 per ounce. If you come across something cheaper, you might want to check you're buying real caviar. Sometimes eggs from other fish like salmon are sold as caviar, but true caviar always refers to eggs of a sturgeon. Prices can reach unbelievable heights. According to the Guinness World Records, the most expensive caviar in the world comes from the Iranian beluga. Sometimes referred to as black gold, a single ounce costs $17,000. It might sound...
Interesting. Hiding in plain sight, Dutch calls it. So, getting good. In the new camp, I mean. We got some space between us and that mess now. Ain't seen no more Pinkertons for a while. There's these bounty hunters, of course, but Dutch don't seem too worried about it. Can't believe what's in the nooks and crannies the rest of us can't. We just need to find him before he scurries off again. Someone got here first.
So it seems.
By the looks of things, it wasn't a social call. Check the house.
Gone.
Shit, this don't look so good. Well, clearly ain't here, so where is he?
Let's look around.
This food's barely touched. Looks like he left in a hurry. Found anything? Bed's not made, so he must have been here recently.
Pretty recently, I'd say.
Look,
Guess maybe 12 hours ago.
but no body?
Not yet.
There's some blood here. That ain't good.
Sound ridiculous, but the Iranian beluga is a rare albino.
You alright, girl?
They went down the path here. How's your tracking these days?
Alright, yes. Not the kind of place I'd expect to see Trelawney staying in.
No?
Normally scams himself into the best hotel in town.
You know, when me and Javier went down with Trelawney to get Sean, after the bar fight, I swear, he talked the whole way and never actually said a damn thing.
I thought you knew. That's his special tactic. They could be 20 miles away.
We can track them. Far if we need to. Depends on how much you want to find them.
Yeah. I still ain't sure about that. What are you getting off for? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? We're looking for our friend.
I don't think he's here.
You seen him. Strange sort of fella. Sort of formal.
Strange. Sure. Formal.
He uses a cane. Looks
ever hold up, though. At least I don't think he does.
I don't know why Dutch still deals with him. Always disappearing for weeks on end.
He's got his uses, and, well, loyalty matters to Dutch.
Of course. But is Trelawney loyal?
Yeah, kind of. I guess Trelawney ain't exactly disloyal. Just got a big mouth. Don't worry. If he talked, I'd goddamn find out what he said. Nothing's ever straightforward where Trelawney's involved. Learn that much.
I mean, how much time have we wasted getting this fool out of trouble?
Somehow manages to be both lucky and unlucky at the same time.
That's one way of looking at it.
But he always finds some way to pay us back. Just when we think about cutting him loose, he brings us something big. I guess that's a special talent, keeping fish on the line.
Watch it! Get a hold of that horse, Arthur. Easy! Why are you riding like that?
Sturgeon that only reaches sexual maturity at the ripe old age of 60. The caviar is said to have a smooth, buttery taste and to be the most delicious in the world, but good luck with ever finding that out firsthand. Naturally, you can't even eat caviar in any old way. If you have the audacity to use a spoon made of metal, even silver, it could react with the roe and ruin the taste. Instead, opt for mother of pearl. We all have a mother of pearl spoon lying around in our cupboard somewhere, after all. Alternatively, the traditional way of eating caviar is to place it on the skin between your index finger and thumb, then roll the eggs slowly around in your mouth. The eggs are supposed to pop in the mouth and release the flavor. As for serving suggestions, you can either eat caviar on its own or accompany it with neutral foods like potato or cream cheese. So next time you feel like burning some money, you at least know how to do it properly. Sturgeons have been around longer than dinosaurs, so the rich and the famous of the modern day aren't the only ones who've had the chance to indulge in this luxurious food. Various pieces of ancient literature contain references to caviar, and some say it could be one of the oldest delicacies in the world. It's been desired by kings and aristocracy for decades, including the ancient Greeks, the Romans, the Russian Tsars, and in fact, it was Russian Tsars that first pushed the idea of caviar as a luxury item after the French began to import the food from them. But caviar hasn't always been so expensive. Once upon a time in the 19th century, sturgeons were so prolific within North American rivers that roe was thrown away as a waste product onto the beaches and streets. It was often served in saloons for free because owners believed that the salty taste would encourage customers to buy more drinks. So what's changed? Before pollution and the destruction of waterways became an issue, conditions allowed sturgeons to thrive in their environment despite their challenging biology. This meant they could be caught in the wild instead of farmed, which was cheaper. And even though people did go fishing for sturgeons, caviar wasn't internationally sought after to the extent that overfishing became an issue. Eventually, the proliferation of sturgeons in the areas with a surplus began to be noticed. Entrepreneurs arrived with an interest in exporting the product, which led to the U.S. producing the majority of the world's caviar in the 19th century. This caused a caviar boom, which eventually led to a shortage in sturgeons and an increase in prices. It's hard to separate the story of caviar from the tale of environmental destruction at the hands of humans. Sturgeons were going strong for literally hundreds of millions of years, surviving everything from ice ages to meteorites, until we came along and decided their eggs were a valuable commodity. It just goes to show that caviar isn't just expensive for being a status symbol. Not only are the species some of the most endangered in the world, but sturgeon farming is extremely labor-intensive and complex. But on a lighter note, there's hope for the future. New advances in aqua farming and production technology are making sturgeon farming more efficient and affordable. For instance, biologists in Wisconsin are helping sturgeons return to spawn in the area, inspiring similar schemes around other rivers in the U.S., as well as taking the species off the red list. This is likely to reduce consumer prices, so have hope. Maybe one day you too will be able to taste caviar.
I'm Agent Mobius, by the way.
We're running low on supplies. Looks like I'll have to forage for food. Aha!
Are you sure you should be eating that?
I know it looks weird, but honestly it just tastes like radioactive chicken.
Matthew, it is radioactive chicken.
Oh, sorry about your leg.
Don't worry about it. I got plenty.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory. Here to help you watch your post-apocalyptic wasteland. Loyal theorists, I'll come clean right off the bat. Today's episode was inspired by a video game. More specifically, it was inspired by the cooking mechanic within that video game. See, in Fallout 4, there's this really unique food situation at play that I can't really stop thinking about. You're living in the wake of nuclear war, and you have to feed yourself. Basically, the game lets you take all the radioactive food and completely remove the radiation from it by cooking it over an open flame. Raw rat meat, that's gonna hit you with 2 rads of radiation, but a cooked rat meat steak, now you're good to go with no problems whatsoever. Such is the power of cooking. Obviously, that's not how radioactivity works, or is it? See, that's what got me theorizing on this topic today. I realize that there are plenty of resources out there that discuss prepping for the apocalypse, but as far as for the post-apocalypse, well, not so much. What happens when your shelves of canned peaches and corn run out? What food, if any, would actually be safe to eat in a radioactive post-nuclear fallout wasteland? How would a real-life soul survivor go about preparing a square meal while minimizing their radiation exposure? Because I don't know about you, but here in 2020, where every day it feels like we're inching closer and closer to the end of days, this is the stuff that I really want to know about. So today, we're exploring this explosive topic food theory style and vaulting right in. So how harmful is radiation? Turns out you have to be kind of specific when you ask this question, because there are a lot of different kinds of radiation. Broadly speaking, they can be separated into 2 categories: ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation. Putting it in simpler terms, you can think about these as high-energy radiation or low-energy radiation, or in even simpler terms, dangerous radiation and safe radiation. The basic idea here is that radiation travels in waves, and if that wave is carrying enough energy, it can cause damage on the molecular level. On the other hand, if it's low-energy, non-ionizing radiation, the radiation isn't going to be able to...
Well, you're still here at least. Put your feet up, why don't you?
You okay? Never find out.
So, who was they?
Cause any sort of molecular damage. Safe kinds of radiation include things like radio waves, infrared light, visible light. Ionizing radiation, though, is a different story. And that's the kind of dangerous radiation that you'd be worried about in a post-nuclear fallout world. It's associated with radiation sickness, which includes all kinds of nasty things like nausea and vomiting in the short term, and infections and bleeding and dehydration several days to weeks out. Radiation sickness can hit you fast, and it can hit you long. You could be displaying symptoms within a single hour. Those could last for several months. It can be fatal in the short term. And even if you manage to survive the short-term effects, you'll be at an increased risk of leukemia and other particularly deadly kinds of cancer. Suffice it to say, ionizing radiation is not the kind of thing that you want to be messing with, and it is definitely not the kind of thing that you want to be consuming into your body. So you might assume then that ionizing radiation bad means that food hit by ionizing radiation is also bad, but that's not exactly true. What you really want to avoid is ionizing radiation hitting you. See, any object that emits radiation is said to be radioactive, and any object or person that gets hit by radiation is said to be irradiated. Take sunlight, for example. The sun produces radiation that's strong enough enough to cause sunburns to our skin, but objects like beach sand or sunglasses that have been left out in the sun don't cause sunburn. So here's the takeaway here. Objects that have been hit by radiation are irradiated, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're dangerous. The ones you have to look out for are the ones that are emitting their own radiation, the ones that are themselves radioactive. Radioactive food is going to be bad for all the reasons you would imagine it to be bad. If just being close enough to radioactive material is enough to do damage to your body, you can imagine it's going to be a lot worse when that radioactive material is sitting there in your stomach. Irradiated food, on the other hand, is actually totally safe to eat. Eating food that's been hit by radiation, even the high-energy, dangerous ionizing radiation, is actually shockingly common. In fact, if you live in the United States, you've probably eaten food that's been hit by ionizing radiation. Not as a form of accidental contamination or anything, but as a way to intentionally make that food safer to eat. That same ionizing radiation that turns out to be so dangerous to humans is also dangerous to the organisms that cause foodborne illnesses. You've probably heard of salmonella and E. coli, things like that. Those are names of specific bacteria, and bacteria are living organisms that can be killed by ionizing radiation. You can literally kill the bacteria that's on the food by blasting the food with radiation. The same is true of insects and all sorts of other little critters that might threaten the shelf life of food. Irradiation can be a great way to sterilize foods and allow them to be stored for years without refrigeration, and this is something that's already in widespread use across the real world. If you see this symbol on a food product, it means that it was treated using radiation. Now, that seems like it might be scary, right? But if you're freaking out about it, remember, we're not talking about radioactive food, we're talking about irradiated food, which is not radioactive. You're not going to be sprouting a third limb from spending too much time in the produce aisle at your local grocery store, because even though you might be surrounded by fruit that was irradiated, you yourself are not being exposed to the radiation, even if the food was. What you do have to be concerned about, though, is direct contact with radioactive material. Say a plant was carried through a radioactive area and got radioactive material stuck to its leaves. Well, then you could be exposed to that radioactive material as a result of eating or coming into contact with the plant, or more specifically, the debris that the plant tracked with it. If you think the idea of radioactive material accidentally getting onto the food sounds implausible, well, think again. The game that got me started on this whole episode, Fallout, gets its name from the concept of nuclear fallout. The basic idea is that after a nuclear blast, residual radioactive material gets propelled into the upper atmosphere and then falls out of the sky after the initial explosion, covering the landscape with radioactive dust and ash. And these tiny particles of radio...
There was a first cutback, a first bunny hop, a first hand plant. Now there's the first ever Hyundai Santa Cruz to help you on the journey to all your first.
Radioactive dust and ash can become a big problem. Some bits of radioactive material are so small that they can slip into the crevices in your individual hairs. Yeah, your hairs have small crevices so tiny you probably can't see them, and radioactive dust can be even smaller than that. Pro tip, by the way, if you find yourself wanting to wash radioactive dust out of your hair, better bet just shave off your head. You're not going to be able to get it all when your hair grows back. And unfortunately, that radioactive fallout is the stuff that you have to worry about in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Small radioactive bits that are so small, you're probably not going to see them. That radioactive fallout gets blasted into the air when the bombs go down, and when it comes down, it's going to cover everything. That's why you really, really want to be in your underground bunker when the bombs go off. Even if the blast isn't close to you, you could be in danger just from the stuff that's in the air. So keep the doors locked tight until the dust literally settles. So that's probably the biggest issue for a soul survivor looking to eat and survive in the long term. If nuclear fallout is rained down onto the soil itself, how on earth are you supposed to farm and get food? For an answer, we turn to the real world, specifically Chernobyl, the site of the infamous 1986 nuclear accident that left over 39,000 square miles contaminated with nuclear fallout. The good news, plenty of plants have had success growing in the radioactive soil. Besides natural vegetation like trees and grass, brassicas was successfully grown in the soil as well. And if you think that brassicas sounds like it might be a relative radioactive. The broccoli family, yeah, you're right. I suppose it would be more accurate to say that broccoli is a part of the brassicas genus, along with things like cabbage, kale, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, basically anything and everything you hated to eat when you were a kid, and maybe still as an adult now. If you hate that stuff, well, hashtag blame brassicas. But here's the bad news, friends. Scientists tested the plants that were grown in the radioactive soil and found that the plants contained radioactive isotopes. So you could grow crops like broccoli and cabbage in radioactive soil, but you're not going to be able to eat them unless you want to get radiation sickness. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait, how is it that the crops themselves became radioactive? I thought we established earlier that food exposed to radiation was safe to eat. Well, the big difference here is that the plants aren't just irradiated, they actually become radioactive via absorption. As it turns out, plants can absorb radioactive particles in the soil in exactly the same way that they absorb nutrients and minerals from the soil. According to Dr. Michael Blaylock, who works as a soil scientist, quote, radioisotopes mimic some of the nutrients that the plants take up normally. And so the plant really doesn't distinguish between those radioactive isotopes and some of the nutrients like potassium and calcium. So that's some pretty bad news for our farming project. Another piece of bad news is that the radioactivity in the plants that are growing in the radioactive soil can also affect the animals that eat those plants and the predators that then eat those animals. And yes, that includes us humans. Remember how plants weren't really great at distinguishing between radioactive isotopes and legit nutrients? Well, animals' bodies aren't too great at it either. In many parts of Norway affected by the Chernobyl disaster, all animals have to be tested for radiation before they can be slaughtered and safely processed for human consumption. This isn't just something that happened back in the 80s and 90s either. Even to this day, more than 3 decades later, there are still 37 Norwegian municipalities that have to test the animals for radiation before eating them. So if you decide to start raising cattle in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, you have gotta be careful about what you're feeding them. Make sure your grass-fed beef isn't grazing on grass that was grown in radioactive soil. So if we can't grow crops in radioactive soil or eat animals that have eaten said crops, how the heck are we supposed to get any sort of food? Is it hopeless? No, actually. The answer might seem kind of boring, but the solution is simple. Scrape away the contaminated soil. See, when the radioactive fallout settles, it's gonna fall on the topsoil. Topsoil, as you can imagine from the meaning of the words top and soil, is the upper outermost layer of soil, which is usually 5 to 10 inches thick. Scrape that away very carefully so as to not allow the contaminants to seep any deeper, and you've got yourself suddenly non-contaminated soil underneath. This boring solution of just scraping off the layer of topsoil to get rid of the contamination is exactly what was done in Japan following the Fukushima power plant disaster of 2011. It was certainly no small task, with the amount of topsoil being removed weighing in at millions of tons. So you're gonna have to find a place to put all of that contaminated soil, but once you've got it all out of the way, literally, you've got yourself the basis for farming crops. So as a review, here's what is and isn't safe to eat in a post-apocalypse. 1. Food that was produced before the fallout. Even if it was exposed to radiation, it's safe to eat. Just make sure to wash off any potentially radioactive fallout dust that might be on it. And no, cooking radioactive food does not cause it to become unradioactive, despite what the cooking system in the Fallout games would have you believe. 2. Food that was grown after the bombs dropped is only safe to eat if you know for sure that it grew in non-contaminated soil. Plants grown in radioactive soil are going to contain those radioactive isotopes that you do not want in your belly. And finally, number 3, you should probably give up on hunting wild animals, unless you can be very, very, very sure that those animals didn't eat any plants that grew in contaminated soil, which is basically impossible if the bombs are dropping everywhere. Besides, if the video game Fallout has taught me anything, you're probably going to want to save that ammunition for other uses.
When you emerge from the comfort and safety of your vault, the world you know will have changed. Take your friendly old neighbor Johnny. Rather than coming over to borrow a cup of sugar, he may now be coming over for murder.
That's right. Once the word gets out that you have this amazing topsoil-free farm underway, you'll likely have plenty of dinner guests stopping by. There's no shortage of ways to die in a lawless radioactive wasteland, but survival begins with a balanced radioactive-free diet. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. And hey, if you thought this episode was interesting, find out where in the world you want to live in the event of a zombie apocalypse. So if you're less worried about nuclear fallout and more worried about walkers knocking down your door, click the video that you see on screen right now now that'll teach you where in the world is the single best place to live in the event of a zombie apocalypse. That one's over on Game Theory, so just a lot of cross-pollination between the channels, my friends. Watch them all, because who knows? The way 2020 is going, some of this information might be more useful sooner than you think. I'll see you next week.
Hi, baby. Huggy's here. That weird thing you're tasting, it's called skin. It's super sensitive. But with your mom here, we'll help keep it clean and healthy. Huggies, we got you, baby. Still not edible.
Credelio protects your dog from ticks and fleas, so you can be close. Credelio close, because you'd do anything for your dog. To stay Credelio close. Credelio is a monthly chewable that's tough on ticks and fleas, but gentle enough even for puppies. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures. Keep your pets close. Credelio close.
I'm looking for a soda to replace Diet Coke in my life. This is your... We're running low on supplies. Looks like I'll have to forage for food. Aha!
Are you sure you should be eating that?
I know it looks weird, but honestly, it just tastes like radioactive chicken.
Matthew, it is radioactive chicken.
Oh, sorry about your leg.
Don't worry about it. I got plenty.
Internet, welcome to Food Theory, the show that's giving thanks while wearing Spanx. That's right, theorists. Here in the U.S., it's time for Thanksgiving, where tradition dictates that we take time to pause and reflect on all the good things that have happened in our lives, and also stuff ourselves with an irresponsible amount of food. We're talking pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, yam, stuffing, gravy, cranberry. another, and of course, turkey. Go ahead, name a more iconic duo than Thanksgiving and turkey. I'll wait. See, a roasted turkey is the undisputed centerpiece of the Thanksgiving feast. Not only is it huge and stunning to look at, if it comes out right, that is, but it's also a huge undertaking. The first time I hosted Thanksgiving, the turkey was this harsh intro into adulting. Everything about cooking the turkey is hard. For one thing, it's just a huge time investment. First, you have to purchase the bird at a time of year when everyone else is looking to purchase the exact same item. Then, the mere act of thawing the bird takes literal days. Then, you've got the brining and the cleaning and the seasoning to worry about before you even start cooking it. And that is also going to take a huge amount of time. The general rule of thumb for a turkey is 15 to 20 minutes of cooking per pound of bird. That means a 15-pound turkey translates to about 5 hours of roasting. And then once it's in the oven, that's when things actually get hard, because roasting a whole turkey is a high-stakes proposition. It would be one thing if you were just cooking for yourself, but at Thanksgiving there's an entire group of people eagerly awaiting the turkey the moment it comes out of the oven. Screwing up your Thanksgiving turkey is not an option, and yet it's highly likely that you will screw it up, because we're talking about a huge fickle piece of meat that's actually two different types of meat sandwiched together, white meat and dark meat, which, it's worth noting, cook very differently from each other. Which leads me to the question, does it really have to be this hard? Thanksgiving is supposedly about family coming together, and yet Thanksgiving requires at least one member of the family to devote pretty much the entire day focused on the turkey. I get that it's a tradition, but wouldn't it be great if there was a way to emphasize the non-stressful traditions of Thanksgiving instead? Like watching the Thanksgiving Day parade, or even better, the dog show that comes immediately afterward? I mean, there has got to be a better way. We are in the year of our Lord 2020. Why have there been no advancements in turkey technology? And yeah, there are certainly other ways besides roasting a full turkey. Every year, plenty of people across this great land cook their turkey in a variety of ways, from smoking to sous vide to deep frying to stuffing it with a duck that's stuffed with a chicken to create the abomination we call the turducken. But most of these methods involve even more work. If I may speak for my fellow Americans, and also for Canadians who celebrate Thanksgiving in October, what? We all want the classic Thanksgiving turkey experience, but we sure wouldn't mind if the process was just a wee bit easier. Well, theorists, what I'm about to tell you might very well change your Thanksgivings forever. Apparently, a turkey shortcut does exist, and it is significant. All you have to do is take the dang turkey and spatchcock it. I can say that word, right? YouTube, please don't demonetize me. It is a cooking term, and if nothing else, it's the holidays, after all. So strap in, you turkeys. Today's food theory is myth-busting the supposed Thanksgiving hack, and I do mean hack. Spatchcocking, also known as butterflying if you're boring and hate funny words, is a fancy word for a simple process. You cut out the bird's spine, or you ask your butcher to do it for you, then press it down until it's flattened out before you shove it in the oven. Everything else can still be the same. If you're used to brining it, you can still brine it, along with any other seasoning method that you've been using over the years. But by doing this one small thing, not by changing our cooking method, but by changing its shape before we put it in the oven, we can actually cook the turkey at a higher temperature, which cuts way down on the amount of cooking time needed, reportedly by about 75%. Let me say that again. One additional prep step can turn a 4-hour turkey into a 1-hour turkey. Now, the concept of spatchcocking has been around since at least the 1800s, but as Google Trends clearly shows, the term has really only caught on in recent years, and searches spike early November. Mark Bittman of the New York Times, who published his spatchcocked turkey method back in 2002, deserves the credit for popularizing this specific method.
You have to take out the backbone. The idea here is to get the surface area of the bird bigger than it was before. Then you want to flatten this thing. There we go. You have been slaving over unevenly cooked turkeys that took 4 hours to do. This is 35 minutes.
So let me just tap on the brakes here for a second. Am I supposed to believe that this is actually the first major advancement in turkey roasting since the 1800s? If spatchcocking is such a long-standing method of preparing fowl, am I supposed to believe that society just overlooked the fact that this outrageously efficient method could be applied to turkeys, when all along they were using it on ducks and geese and other sorts of birds until, like, very recently? Like, humanity, what are you doing with yourself? One possible explanation for why society might have been slow to catch latch onto the ways of the spatchcock is that we want our Norman Rockwell moment when the Thanksgiving turkey gets presented at the table. Rockwell was an artist famous for painting Americana, and his 1942 painting entitled Freedom from Want famously depicts a huge, fully intact bird and encapsulates abundance and Americana and Thanksgiving perfectly. There's definitely a presentational aspect to Thanksgiving dinner. After all, there's a group gathered and the meal takes a tremendous amount of effort, so why shouldn't it be a big show? Of course, there's other potential explanations for why we might not spatchcock our turkeys, and these are a bit more concrete. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it's not actually more efficient at all because it produces a lesser bird. Drier meat, less crispy skin. I mean, let's be honest, that it can reduce cooking time by 75% is a massive claim. It seems too good to be true. Like, there's gotta be a catch, right? Sure, the cooking time is shorter, but maybe the taste suffers. Maybe the texture suffers. However, spatchcock enthusiasts online seem to be suggesting the exact opposite. Many people swear that spatchcocking actually gives you a more even bake, and in fact, improves the bird in addition to the copious amount of time. When I hear claims this bold about something so simple, you know that I gotta put it to the test. The scientific test. That's why I enlisted the help of Stephanie, the undisputed turkey master in our household, to help me pull off the head-to-head matchup, or as well as say, endless matchup between a spatchcocked turkey and the classic roasted turkey that our family's been enjoying for literal years, nearly a decade. It also helps that Stephanie knows CPR. I figure it can only help us when we get to the part where we have to crack the ribs against the counter. First, we bought 2 identically sized 15-pound
Crack the rib.
Then we prepared them the exact same way, including a 48-hour brine and butter under the skin.
I can't believe I have to do 2 of these this year. The only reason you started this channel was so we could have more turkey on Thanksgiving.
This is my master plan the entire time.
I'm Agent Mobius, by the way. Are you taking me somewhere to kill?
And then it was time for our 2 turkeys to take 2 very different paths. One was selected for spatchcocking and was named Spatchcock the Turkey. And the other was named Sherman because that was the only other good name that we could come up with at the time.
So we're in the final prep stages for both of these birds. We have the regular one, we have the spatchcock one. These 2 methods are essentially trying to accomplish the same thing, which is an even cook, but this one involves a lot of temperature up and down, a lot of fancy stuff, and this could change Thanksgiving forever.
Yeah, the spatchcock layers everything out so the meat is all on the same playing field, so presumably it cooks 1, faster, and 2, more evenly, so you're not getting the breast done while the dark meat is and things like that.
Exactly. So I think we actually have to do this now. I think we have to like butcher this bird.
Are you saying that bird is spineless? It will be.
It's about to be. I should also mention, both turkeys are getting cooked with the neck.
I don't know if spatchcocking is getting us censored, but you holding up that
It definitely is.
Getting us demonetized.
This is the turkey neck.
Stop doing that.
So secretly, this is my favorite part of the entire Thanksgiving bird.
Man, this is the video that launched it.
I know.
Man.
My inner country bumpkin doesn't come out very often, apparently only at Thanksgiving.
So we went about cutting out the spine with kitchen shears. Okay, Stephanie went about cutting out the spine with kitchen shears. I cheered her on from the sidelines. I know Mark Bittman opted for the boning knife, but shears are another option that many spatchcockers suggest.
This is actually really difficult.
Is it?
Do you want to give this a shot?
Yeah, let's try.
Okay, here, please get in this.
Let me take off my gray GT Live merch.
Just get in the turkey already.
Let me take off this amazing Game Theory signature jacket.
Buy that merch.
It wasn't easy, but between the 2 of us, we eventually got the spine out. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes, we did it. There's the backbone.
You know, our cuts weren't necessarily as clean as some of those online cooking channels, but for a first-timer, I think we nailed it.
Right, totally.
Nailed it. Oh, you touched my hand with your dirty turkey hands. I washed my hands while we were cut.
Oh, we're high-fiving.
For the next step, we had to let the knife, quote, glide through the collarbone.
We're gonna let the knife glide.
Glide step.
It's gonna. It kind of glided a little bit. It did a little gliding. And
perfect.
Okay.
That was great.
All right. So now.
Oh yeah, there you go. Open.
We let the knife glide. Look at that. All right, now we perform the CPR.
CPR. Ready? Wait, hold up, Stephanie. Before you do CPR, you know you have to do the ABCs.
Survey the scene.
Survey the scene. The scene is clear. Everyone back away. Matt, make sure you're clear.
Call 911.
You call 911. Airway. His airway is clear.
Yes, but he's not breathing.
He's missing a large chunk of his top. I'm not getting any breaths. Check his pulse. Certainly no pulse. Beginning CPR.
Crack to ribs. Ready?
Ready. And 1. Ooh, it did crack.
It did crack. It really did.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breath.
Okay, I think we did it. I think he's sufficiently dead. All right, we have it. He's spatchcocked. He's ready to go.
So this is it. This is the finished bird, all arranged, spatchcocked, ready to go.
Salted, seasoned, everything. We're putting it in the fridge while we prep the other bird.
Because he's only supposed to take 30 to 45, maybe an hour tops to cook, whereas our other guy's supposed to take multiple hours. So in an effort to get as clean of a taste test as possible, we both want him coming out of the oven at the same time. So Sherman went into the oven first, where we tended to him with all the temperature adjustments and repositionings that a classic-style roasted turkey requires while it's in the oven. When Sherman was about an hour from being done, we put the spatchcocked turkey into the second oven.
All right.
Time for the big reveal.
Here is regular turkey, our Norman Rockwell turkey. Ooh.
He would be very proud, I feel.
I think so too. We achieved a nice golden brown. This is pretty much exactly what we wanted this turkey to look like, so success there. So this bird took 3.5 hours to cook. It was flipped twice. First down and then back up again. It was covered with tinfoil and then uncovered. We did all the things and it came out pretty much exactly the way we wanted it.
Yeah, this is pretty consistent to how it always looks.
Yes.
So, this is pretty darn good.
And now for the spatchcock. Ta-da!
Ooh.
I feel like this is a really nice golden brown.
Great.
There's also this weird cleavage shot up here, which is very strange, but I can't decide. Maybe I'm into it. I don't know.
Whoa, hey, Steph. So, in the battle between spatchcock versus traditional roasted turkey, round 1, visual appearance, what do you think?
I have to give this one, for me, to the spatchcock.
I do too.
It's beautiful, it's golden brown, it's super even, it looks shiny, it looks like the picture of a turkey should look, except that it's flat.
Right, this guy, even though we did our best, and again, Stephanie has experienced in this multiple years in a row, there's just no way that you're getting that nice, even browning on every part. I gotta say, like, visual appearance, if this is showing up on the table, I think I'm liking this one a little bit better.
No.
But, you're not eating with your eyes. To feast for your mouth.
Eating with your teethy parts.
The teethy parts, that's right. So let's eat with our teethy parts and carve this puppy up.
Okay, we're starting with white meat, so I'm gonna start carving into the breast of this one. That does look like a really nice piece of meat.
Get in here with this detail shot, Matt. Look at that juice. Look at that glisten. See how glistening that is?
Okay, so this spatchcock also looks very tender, I have to say. It's feeling very juicy as I cut into it.
Yeah.
We're each getting a nice slice here. And it's coming off, like, basically the same part of the breast. It's right on the outside. Like, this should be a very even test.
So from a crispiness of the skin standpoint,
I would kind of call them both even for me.
See, I'm not much of a skin guy. Spatchcock.
They're both pretty crispy, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Had a decent crisp to it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see regular roast, Sherman. Yeah, pretty similar. Though, again, I would say the crispiness of this skin looks more even across the board, whereas Sherman over here, it's crispy on top, obviously, and it's got crispy on the side here.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to crispiness on the wing, that's where you're really starting to fall off.
That's true.
So here, more of the wing is crispy and more of the breast is crispy, whereas here it's pretty much all focused around kind of the top and main part of the bird. So to me, honestly, I think I gotta go spatchcock on this one. It's just crispy and even throughout, whereas here, definite solid bits of crispy, but once you get into the wing, you start falling off.
There's just no way of creating that same surface area with the 3D birds that you get with the spatchcock, so that has to be the tiebreaker, the overall evenness.
Right.
All right, spatchcock again. Okay, what are we tasting first? I nominate Sherman. Let's go Sherman
first. Traditional roast first.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay.
Nice. You can cut it with the fork. It is that moist.
It's really, yeah, you don't need a knife for either. Oh, man. That was really good.
I like turkey.
It's really good.
Turkey makes me so happy.
It's really moist.
Turkey.
It's well salted. It tastes seasoned. It's a little bit buttery.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly the way it should be.
Turkey fast. We have 2 Thanksgiving turkeys this year.
Ah.
I'm very excited about this.
Both of them were a business success.
Yes!
So got the Sherman implanted on your tongue?
Yep.
Okay, let's go for spatchcock.
I think I have my answer.
I do too. I can't believe this.
Which one?
It's spatchcock.
Right! It is!
I can't believe it.
I'm mind blown by this.
I am too, and I stand by my turkey cooking method any day of the week, but the spatchcock turkey tastes better. It's just a little bit moister. It's just slightly more delicious. We did the exact same thing to both of these birds, and yet this one tastes a little bit more flavorful somehow.
Yeah, this one is falling apart in my mouth that much more. It has a little bit more glisten. It's a little bit juicier.
It's a little bit moisture, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, for half the time. Less than half the time.
It just bears mentioning, because this is YouTube, this is not rigged at all. We legitimately did all of this all day.
Yep.
I kind of wanted my method to win, because like,
I did too.
I've been wasting my time all these years. This one is better.
I did too.
That sucks.
I know.
Final round.
Dark meat.
This is never your cup of tea, but I'm curious to see if you maybe you like the spatchcock one. I'm into it. I'm all about, give me a big turkey leg with a bunch of barbecue sauce. I'm all about it. Right after the neck.
Again, Stephanie Poopin. She's a bit of a weirdie poop. We did Sherman in round 1 first, so let's do spatchcock.
Spatchcock first, yep. Let's go over here. I thought Sherman was moister on the dark meat.
Yeah. Is that because it's sitting in the juices?
Yeah, it's so moist because at the end of the cook, it's face down, and it's
He wants me to get a pipe.
soaking up juices. It's like really marinating, and it's already been crisped up for the majority of the cook, so it stays nice and brown.
Although conversely, because it has
Okay, find a mark. Okay, find a pipe.
though the meat is juicier, I agree, the skin is soggier, again, because it's just sitting in juice. Whereas here in spatchcock land, the skin is crispier all the way through, but yeah, the meat is slightly less juicy. I will say Sherman is a little bit better on the dark meat.
Also, it is fair to say that 3 out of 4 tests went to spatchcock.
Oh yeah, final verdict in the Turkey Battle 2020. Are you cooking your turkey wrong clickbait challenge? I think we are cooking our turkey wrong. I think Steph and I have been cooking our turkey wrong since, how long we've been doing this thing? 8 years? 10 years? Since the decade that I've known Stephanie, we've been doing it wrong. I think spatchcock is the way to go. I am literally gonna cook my turkey this way next year. Unless, of course, you want to deep fry it, in which case all of this is moot. So there you have it, theorists. Spatchcocking made believers out of us, and it might just make a believer out of you too. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. Thanks for watching, theorists, and in the spirit of the season, let's give thanks to our sponsor for today's episode, Bright Cellars. Steph and I have mentioned this in past food theory episodes, but we absolutely love trying and learning about different sorts of spirits and wines. We're what we call educational drinkers, where we like learning about alcohol and taste testing a lot of them and learning about the history and being able to like identify interesting things in the flavors of them. And that's what makes Bright Cellars such a great choice for us as casual drinkers. All we had to do was take a super simple 7-question quiz, and they sent us a personalized box of wine straight to our door. We mentioned that we wanted some fun, creative options, and they delivered. Literally, they delivered it to our door. We got a box filled with different wines from all over the world. Italy, Austria, Washington State. I'm pretty confident I never tasted a wine that had nectarine in it before, but that all changed when we opened the box. And best of all, Bright Cellars included wine educational cards that gave us some really great insights into each of the wines. So now, Steph and I have wine facts to fire off at anyone and everyone we encounter this holiday season. And get this, Bright Cellars is giving our followers 50% off their first 6-bottle box. So follow the link in the description below to take the quiz and get started. If you are at all interested in learning more about wine and spirits, then Bright Cellars is a fantastic choice. Links down in the description below, and I'll see you all next week.
La barra de Dove me deja la piel hidratada, fresca. La he recomendado a mi mejor amiga Lina. Me siento humectada, pero a la misma vez me siento limpia. Lina quiso compartir uno de sus secretos. Dove Beauty Bar.
Con un cuarto de crema humectante, Dove deja la piel hermosamente fresca.
Conquer bedwetting. And wake up feeling ninja-awesome with Ninjama's nighttime underwear featuring all-night leak protection and odor mask technology. Ninjama's nighttime underwear. Ninjamas.
Don't screw this up, Mad Pat. Gordon Ramsay is watching you, judging your every move. All right, let's try to think about this logically. In what order should a burger's ingredients be stacked? If the lettuce is on the bottom, it'll catch the juices and keep the bottom bun from getting soggy, right? But if the lettuce is on the bottom, it could block the flavors above it from reaching the taste buds. Should I spread sauces on top of the bottom bun or under the top bun or both? And the cheese, it goes on top of the patty, right? Of course it does. What are you, some kind of under-patty sociopath? Although, maybe that's what Gordon Ramsay wants us to be. Okay, focus up. Where do the onions go? Time to make a decision, Mad Pat. Time to... Oh, nice. He died of boredom during my interior monologue. Oh, man, it got cold. Internet, welcome to Food Theory, the show that strives to be well done, unlike your burger. Theorists, last summer, Food Theory went to great lengths to determine whether gas grills or charcoal grills were superior. This year, we have a new challenger entering the ring, Traeger, our sponsor for this video, who saw that episode and shipped out one of their Ironwood... So, has anyone actually ever figured out Colonel Sanders' secret recipe blend of 11 herbs and spices? Dozens upon dozens of individuals claim to have solved the world-renowned mystery, but which of them, if any, should we believe? Should we believe the Colonel's own nephew who used to mix the spices himself when he was a child? The scientist who chemically analyzed KFC's ingredients in a laboratory? Or should we believe KFC, the multinational corporation that has nothing to gain and everything to lose by the recipe becoming public knowledge, who claims to this very day, quote, "No one's ever been right"? Well, never fear, theorists, because today's Food Theory will answer it all. We're putting the most legitimate contenders to the test, as well as our... Hey guys, welcome to Food Theory, where today we're doing something very scary, actually cooking.
Cooking food, oh my gosh.
And not just cooking any food, we are cooking perhaps one of the best kept secret foods in all of history, Colonel Sanders' secret recipe.
Yes, what do you think the secret is, Matthew?
I think the secret is love.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, don't try to lose the burning bodies.
Clippings of his beard that had fallen into the chicken batter.
So I think everyone can agree that KFC's 11 infamous herbs and spices are one of the most renowned secret recipes in food history. And we've found a lot of different recipes that say that they've cracked the code. And today we're going to put them to the test.
Yeah, so we have 5 different dupe recipes that we're going to be trying today. Some of them are crowdsourced, some of them come from food scientists,
and some of them even come from Colonel Sanders himself. Question mark.
Let's get going.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover today, and a lot of chicken that needs to be fried, so let's stop throwing our bowls around and start cooking. As we throw our bowls in the ring, it's important to keep in mind that recreating KFC's original recipe is a bit like hitting a moving target. People have been trying to get the recipe right since before I was born, and during that time, the taste of KFC's chicken has changed to a certain degree. The secret 11 herbs and spices almost certainly haven't, but we know for a fact that KFC has tweaked other aspects of the recipe and preparation process, like adopting new frying oils that contain fewer trans fats. Even the late Colonel Sanders believed his recipe was altered to a noticeable degree during his own lifetime. Shortly after selling Kentucky Fried Chicken in 1964, he began voicing displeasure about perceived recipe changes being made under KFC's new ownership. As a result, some of the recipe contenders we're looking at today seek to recreate the Colonel's true original recipe before KFC corporate took over. Other recipe contenders seek to recreate the taste of KFC's original recipe the way we've come to know and love it in more recent decades. In recent years, KFC has adopted soybean oil as its frying oil of choice in many locations, especially here in the US. Since we'll be comparing our recipe contenders against contemporary KFC chicken fried in soybean oil, we're gonna fry all of our contenders' frying oil of choice in many locations, especially... here in the US. Since we'll be comparing our recipe contenders against contemporary KFC chicken fried in soybean oil, we're gonna fry all of our contender recipes in soybean oil too. Last thing I'll mention, it's well known that KFC fries their chicken in pressure fryers, which not only fry the chicken faster, but also give KFC's fried chicken its distinct extra crispy texture. Sadly, I didn't have one of those in the kitchen, so today's contender recipes are gonna have to settle for the deep fryer. Steph and I promised to judge them not on texture, but taste and taste alone. And also, to be fair, our chicken totally turned out crispier. Just saying. Now, without further ado, let's put our first contender to the test. This recipe was developed by author and TV host Todd Wilbur.
So Todd Wilbur, for those who don't know, is actually famous for recreating famous recipes. He's done the Big Mac, he's done Wendy's chili, he's done a whole bunch of secret famous recipes that you shouldn't technically be able to make at home, including the KFC original recipe.
Do you really need someone to recreate the Big Mac? The commercials tell you what's in it.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles.
Well, there's a special patty, special sauce. Special sauce? What's that?
Isn't that just Thousand Island dressing?
I don't... What? He's also done Mrs. Fields. What's that?
Isn't it just Thousand Island dressing?
I don't... What? He's also done Mrs. Fields cookies. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
That does sound delicious.
I know.
I love this man. Why? Can we hire him? I feel like this is a person who should be on this channel.
He's already a best-selling author who's been on, like, every major talk show. He doesn't need us.
But has he been on YouTube before? We can poorly animate a stick figure of him for years.
That does sound like a high-value proposition. We should call him.
We should. Call us up, Todd Wilbur.
Well, let's see how his recipe works out first and then decide.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Now, the reason we're starting with this recipe is because Todd Wilbur, on top of being a guy who's talented enough to have made a career out of hacking recipes, really seems to have done the legwork to get the recipe right. In 2011, Wilbur's TV show, Top Secret Recipes, visited KFC's pressure fryer supplier, and Wilbur spoke with a friend and business associate who knew the Colonel personally.
Telecherry. What's a telecherry? T-O-E-C-H-E-R-I. Cherry pepper. That gives it the aftertaste.
This, of course, was on top of Wilbur's own research and trial and error efforts. But perhaps the most useful thing of all is the fact that Wilbur's findings were adapted into a full-blown step-by-step recipe. The same cannot be said for certain other contender recipes in today's episode. Seriously, some of them are basically a list of ingredients without quantities or anything.
Fun fact, this ingredient is completely verboten in our household. Stephanie had a traumatic experience as a kid with black pepper.
Completely banned.
So this is actually the first black pepper that I've had in over a decade. Because I've been married to Stephanie.
It's true.
Pretty much.
Not even on salad or pasta.
Nothing.
Not even in soup. We just don't use black pepper here.
Nothing. Sir, say when. Remember, sir, you can say when.
When the brining, dredging, breading, and frying were finally complete, it was time to put Todd Wilbur's recipe head-to-head against KFC's original.
Should we do KFC first? It's delicious.
All right, go.
I definitely get some of the pepperiness. I definitely get some sort of aromatic something in there, but I don't really know what it is. And salt.
It's funny. For 11 herbs and spices in there, not getting a lot.
I'm mostly just tasting pepper, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm getting pepper.
Yeah.
I get the pepper on the back end. Interesting.
Let's taste Todd.
Todd,
shall we?
Here we go.
All right, here we go, Todd.
Literally wrote the book on secret recipes.
Yeah, not yet. Great chicken.
Wow. So yeah, perfect recipe. Perfect. Good job, Steph.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy right now. Wow. The flavor doesn't matter. I actually am not getting as much pepper in this one.
Oops.
I like it a bit better, to be honest, but
That was the wrong person I shot.
Yes, I'm not getting any of that like black pepperiness that I'm feeling at the back end of the KFC. In a scale of 1 to 10, matching KFC, what would you rate Todd Wilbur's?
I would actually only rate this about a 6. Sorry, Todd.
Real 6? That's pretty high. I would rate it at probably about a 4.
Wow. Okay, you're really dipping in there.
I gotta have it.
You and hydrotonitis and Rdr2? Been around the block. Painful and embarrassing symptoms like abscesses and but with Mira, the first FDA-approved treatment for moderate to severe
or your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis, and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened.
Somewhere to go? This is my first one. Maybe I'm artificially braiding it too well.
I tried to aim for the middle so I had room on either side.
Now on to recipe contender number 2, which isn't exactly a recipe per se. It's actually a lab result published by author William Poundstone in his 1983 book, Big Secrets. That's right, this guy had a laboratory conduct a qualitative analysis on a sample of KFC coating mix in order to identify every ingredient that's present. What's noteworthy about Poundstone's findings was that the lab didn't find 11 herbs and spices. Not even close. In fact, the lab results identified just 4 ingredients total: flour, salt, black pepper, and MSG. Yeah, Poundstone verified that the seasoning mixture he tested was the only seasoning involved in the preparation process. No, there was no additional substance found in the entire sample. Not a single...
Yeah?
Get yourself dressed and ready to leave.
Okay.